From dropping 37 points in a big win over the Mavericks in only his third game for the Suns, to the uncertainty that he brings to the table, there are a lot of questions about the Phoenix Suns' marriage of convenience with Kevin Durant. But what will it yield? So far, the Suns and KD look brighter than ever.
Suns keep it alive, though. Durant trailing late on the play, comes inside, and the first points in his Suns uniform for KD as he takes it right to the rack.
And the Phoenix faithful couldn't have wished for a better start to KD's career in the Valley of the Sun. I mean, he's played 3 games for the Suns and Phoenix has won all 3. Talk about an impact. He's even managed to drop 37 points in that heated game against the Mavericks, where lots of rivalries were renewed ahead of the postseason. KD, Devin Booker and the Suns had the final laugh with Durant blocking his former teammate Kyrie Irving, Booker talking some trash 3 seconds from time, and the Suns hanging on to a late win in Dallas. All of which reflects really well in the Suns and their hopes of finally going all the way in the NBA.
Shoot a high percentage in the 3-ball.
I mean, obviously they get a great player in Kyrie Irving, but giving up Dorian Finney-Smith in that trade as Paul gets the basket, a very underrated part of that deal.
Having signed probably the most efficient scorer in NBA history, they've got a superstar team, and with Chris Paul's regression with age, KD wasted no time in striking up a wonderful partnership with Devin Booker already. Both players played 40 minutes each, dropping 37 and 36 points respectively, and showcasing why the West needs to be wary of this new budding partnership. But the real question is, what are the real hopes for the Suns this season?
Durant. Durant on the drive, the scoop, and the scores.
Should they be expected to go all the way? Or should the expectations be managed in a better and healthier way? Well, you can't sign a 2-time NBA champion, pair him up with the likes of Devin Booker and Chris Paul, and a former number 1 pick in DeAndre Ayton, and not expect the NBA universe to expect anything less than a championship. The fact is, the Suns were already underachieving with the assets they had, and now with Kevin Durant, they're by far the best team in the NBA.
The great Suns is Durant again. Mid-range game in effect.
It's a super team, regardless of what Devin Booker might say, and I know he believes that the Suns have a chance too. Otherwise, he wouldn't have talked smack to Luka Doncic in that thrilling win over the Mavericks, especially after what happened between the two franchises last postseason. All said and done though, the Mavs have a lot riding on their current campaign, and the critics will be closely monitoring their games for any setbacks. The expectations are high, even from their fans, and they should be.
Play the piano, the saxophone, trumpet. Durant gets to that elbow jumper with the foul and the finish from 17.
KD is the perfect fit for this Suns team, and he knows what the world expects from him, which is why Durant isn't shying away from what's expected of him. That's right, KD knows he has to deliver a title at least, and he's embraced the challenge. The 2-time Finals MVP explained that the expectations are always high when the greatest players of all time are involved, and he puts himself in the same bracket, so he knows that he has to come up with the ultimate prize. That's the mentality that the Suns were lacking, and probably that was the biggest obstacle in their way to winning it all last season. But with Durant on the team, there really is no reason why they shouldn't go all the way now. Why else would Durant jump ship and join a team where he's got to deliver?
With 8 to shoot. Back to KD with 6. Durant driving on Hardaway. Pull-up jumper. Durant got it! And Phoenix has a 2-point lead. 35 for Durant.
Look, I know people say that KD takes the easy way out, and I agree. He's done so many times in his career, but it's not as easy as it seems from the outside. Maybe it was easy when he was doing it for the Golden State Warriors super team.
Incredible opportunity. Durant for 3. It's good. Kevin Durant from downtown. And Golden State takes the lead.
But having to do it again and again isn't easy, and the pressure can be immense. That's why it's also kind of brave of KD to take on the challenge of delivering a title in Phoenix. But if you're a Suns fan, you're also a little bit nervous about what the future may potentially hold, especially when you're dealing with someone as mercurial as KD. This should be fun. How do you predict the future of a player in the NBA? It's impossible to do so.
Richards thought should have gotten a whistle. Here's Durant. Gets to that left hand. Little ball fake. Money.
And it gets even harder when the player in question is Kevin Durant. Even if he doesn't know what to expect and what could possibly happen, I have a question for the Suns fans watching this video. So, right after signing with the Suns, KD was asked in an interview about whether he sees himself retiring in Phoenix with the Suns. His response was iconic as he elaborated, "I can see myself being here for the rest of my career, but who knows?" I said the same thing about Brooklyn. Nah, my question is, how do the Suns fans feel about KD's answer? Does it fill you folks with the hopes that he'll stay in the Valley of the Sun for the next few years? What happens when Chris Paul leaves the franchise and DeAndre Ayton's traded too? It's still a decent duo and you can expect everything from them, but what if they fail at the final hurdle again? The West is too competitive, guys.
I appreciate it. I truly don't think I deserve all this because I know I've done a lot of good things in basketball, but I haven't done them yet in the Suns jersey, and I'm looking forward to doing it. So,
what if they never make it out of the West at all? Do you think KD sticks around in that case? It's hard to say, honestly. He's not exactly a spring chicken anymore and is well into his mid-30s at this point. His current contract will expire when he's 38, and given his injury history, not many expect him to go on playing into his 40s. So what happens then? It's a tough thing to say, but KD's in the form of his life this season. This is why I think the Suns' best chance of winning it all has to be from this ongoing campaign.
You know, playing more and more minutes each game, and I'm looking forward to what we can do. We can build from this. So, you know, I'm excited, man. I'm looking forward to the next game.
Rather than hoping that this means well for the future, because there's very little chance that you can plan ahead with a 34-year-old Kevin Durant. But at the same time, that ongoing 4-year contract should also fill the Phoenix fans with optimism. That's because KD wouldn't have a lot of reasons for jumping ship. He'll be making good money, and with Devin Booker very unlikely to leave the Suns anytime soon, he'll always have a decent team to challenge for the title, at least for the next 4 years.
Doncic pushing tempo, lost the ball. Turned it over. Booker down court. Gets the layup and the foul. Booker with a very smart play.
If the Suns can keep on improving their roster and adding more talent, who knows? KD might actually retire in Arizona too. And best of all, the surrounding setup is something that Durant likes too. Unlike his time in Brooklyn, and despite the troubles that the Suns franchise finds themselves embroiled in, Durant likes a lot of things in Phoenix. He's close to Monty Williams, their coach, and he's also got a veteran Chris Paul around, who'll help him settle in quickly. KD's got a great player in Devin Booker to share the rock with, and with the Suns, there's always a chance of improving the team further.
Well, when you want to look at Oscar, just look at what he did in his first 5 years. Just total it up. 30, 10, and 10.
Ultimately, though, KD also brings a lot to the table for the Suns. I don't need to tell you just how good a scorer KD is, but he's also an immense passer. You can't double him. He's got the experience of spacing the floor.
They're going to get open looks because he's getting double teamed, and then you've got wide open lanes, and he'll find you.
Average almost 6.5 assists last year.
And finding the right pass when needed to. And Booker, he's got an exceptional mid-range scorer too. Not to mention, KD provides a lot on the defensive end, given his massive frame, which is why I expect this partnership to work big time. It started off on the best note possible, and the sky's the limit for what the Suns can achieve this season. And as they say, it's not going to be easy, but it was never supposed to be easy. That's all I had on Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns and what to expect from their partnership.